Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 24 and another part of the Lewis Hamilton career mode. Today we have the finale of Season 1. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. We did complete the 350 race starts recently. That's very, very good. That has increased our experience as much as we possibly can. We can't actually upgrade any of our specialists this weekend, which is a shame. We might as well use the best possible engine for this final Grand Prix of the year in Abu Dhabi. Bit more of a power circuit than it ever was. I personally much prefer the new format of the circuit compared to what it used to be. It was quite a slog, actually, in the past. I really enjoy it now. So looking forward to one final weekend where we look to seal second place in the championship. We, of course, finished fourth last time out in Qatar. We qualified fourth, finished fourth in the sprint, qualified fourth, finished fourth in the race. So there was no real point turning up. We should have just said, give us 12 points. And we will be on our way. But that meant that we are 23 points ahead of Charlie Leclerc in fourth. We've got George Russell a further 12 points behind. He can't possibly reach us now, which is fantastic. So we've definitely beaten George over the course of this season. But we are now ready to hopefully finish second in the championship. We can't win the Constructors, unfortunately. Red Bull have got that in the bag, but we can get over 300 points, and I think that would be an awesome success for us. Now, what we do need to do is just finish off our helping of Mercedes for next season. We have protected pretty much everything. We've got one more part to protect in the powertrain, which I believe we've just done, and there's one more to protect in the chassis department. Everything else is absolutely fine, so Mercedes are going to be tough to beat next season. It'll be interesting to see who they put in the car to replace us, but let's see one final dance with Mercedes for Lewis Hamilton. Now, before we get into the weekend, I do just want to give a quick public service announcement. Obviously, F1 Manager 24 is coming out on the 23rd of July. And to give you a little exclusive here, please don't tell anybody else because this is under NDA. But I will be releasing F1 Manager content before the 23rd. Now, you can imply by when this video is coming out and when the 23rd of July is, that's not going to be too far away. So please do make sure you support that. That does mean that this series, after today's video, will be taking a little bit of a sideline just for a couple of weeks while we're really focusing on the hype of F1 Manager. It's always a massive game for the channel. I know you guys really enjoy it as well, but I cannot wait to get into that. You'll find out who's won the vote that has been running on the channel the last week in terms of going to be my creator team, but we are going to start with Ferrari, having that as our second series, and of course building towards Lewis Hamilton joining Ferrari in season 2 of that. And it'll be interesting to have the parallels of what's happening in this series and what will happen in that series, and maybe we'll sync up both of the season 2s together for that. But that's going to be really, really fun. I can't wait for that. So yeah, sorry to big F1 24 fans, but we are going to be taking a slight break, not for very long, but yeah, I'll see you guys for qualifying anyway. Let's see how we get on today.
Welcome to qualifying. It is time to have some laps at the limit in Abu Dhabi.
Here we go then, one final qualifying session for Lewis Hamilton here at Mercedes, and this is the setup that we are going for this weekend. And you can see maximum tyre pressures gives us something a little bit different. Let's see how we get on. Pace was very, very strong in practice, so I'm really hoping that we can keep that going in this session today. Why don't we take you straight on a lap of Abu Dhabi then? And it's Fairly new format since 2021. This has been the way the track has gone. And here we go then, ready for a lap. So starting off the lap, nice and straightforward. You want to get a nice wide line as you flick the car into turn 1. Try not to hit that curb on the inside or it will slow you down a little bit. Flying through this first sector then, maximising the track as much as possible, and I've found that you can actually brake a little bit later than what you would think into that corner there. Give yourself a nice wide berth so that you get a nice straight of acceleration. Use DRS and then pick your braking point. Make sure that you keep the car in a straight line. As soon as you start to turn it, the car will step out. Over the bumps you go. And then into the second DRS zone. We've got a lovely slipstream coming from that Williams car or Alpine, don't know what, up ahead. Could have took that corner a little bit deeper. But we're taking it nice and cautious as part of Q1. Little lock up into this corner. It is a very, very tricky section. The more speed you can carry, the better, of course. Don't go too far out wide. As soon as you head over that white line, it will be an invalidated lap. And you can see how much we've caught Logan Sargent on this lap. We go a little bit wide into the final corner. Take a little bit off the throttle so that it didn't invalidate, but it's a 1:23.3. It's not our best possible time. Well, there you are, through to Q2. Charles Leclerc massively quick there with a 1:22.6. George Russell through in 7th, but going out in Q1 then, Magnussen, Bottas, Ricciardo, Zhou Guanyu and Logan Sargent. Well, up to the line in Q2 then, so 1:23.0. Fastest so far. Should be enough to get through to Q3, but just not quite hitting the heights of what we'd expect to do around here just yet. Well, there we are then, through to Q3, and comfortably so. It's looking like Ferrari versus Red Bull for pole position, but for one last time, can Lewis Hamilton do it in a Mercedes? Well, we're coming around the final corner now. It's been a bit of a scruffy lap for our first lap in Q3. Head up to the line, so 1:22.8. That goes 5th at the moment. Purple final sector. But we've set it all up beautifully for a final hot lap of Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes career. To hopefully go and get pole position. I didn't want to replay. Here we go then, the final hot lap of Lewis Hamilton's career. Can we find one more lap of magic in the 7-time world champion? Can we get that pole position that I think he so desperately deserves in his final qualifying session for the Silver Arrows? A team that have done so much for him, a team that he's done so much for, and a team that we're going to finish 2nd for in our final season, which I think is pretty decent. 10th and a half up already. Right, got to get this braking point right, and that is pretty much perfect. Over the bump we go, and look at the amount of time shaving off here. We have got such a better exit there. Half a second up on what we managed before. And now it's all about just keeping it clean, keeping it tidy from now until the end of the lap. And there could be a pole position on our mantelpiece come the end of it. Oh, we gone a little wide. No. Well, it would be the FIA to take us away from this pole position. We weren't going to make it anyway. Up to the line, it was 3.5 tenths quicker. But it's going to be 6th place for Lewis Hamilton in the end. We just went a little bit wide. Couldn't really do anything about that. Very unlucky. 3.5 tenths would have took us to 2nd place.
Be sure to join us then
behind who you assume is going to be our future teammate. So let's see how we get on in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake, and just one challenge remains here in the United Arab Emirates on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit is made up of 3.4 miles of track, featuring 21 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 8 and turn 11 offer plenty of potential for overtaking, and the circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular turns 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Sainz, Ocon, Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Bottas, Ricciardo, Joe, Sargent, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me, a real authority on all things motor racing. It's a warm welcome back to Anthony Davidson. Well, it's the last race of the season, but there's still plenty to prove out there. How important is getting the right mentality for this season closer?
Yeah, a lot of races to cover, but it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast, and you've got to pace yourself as well to get to this point in the season. If it has gone your way, it's a great time to just enjoy it. There's nothing that can change in the championship pecking order, of course. If you've won the championship already, go out and enjoy this race and send yourself off through the winter break. If it's been a bit of a year to forget, you can try and take a bit of solace in this Grand Prix, end on a high and carry that energy into next season.
Okay, here we go then. One last dance for Lewis Hamilton. And we are going to be going for a bit of an undercut here, I think. I think those hard tyres are going to be particularly good around here. So we're going to come in around about lap 7, try and get that undercut going. But here we go for the final race of the season, the final race of Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes career. Everybody on mediums.
Ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out.
And I'm really excited to find out what our pace is. We had a little bit more pace in the bag yesterday.
We are almost ready to take the start of the race.
Let's at least get on the podium.
On the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
It would be amazing if we could win it, but from 6th place, that's going to be really, really tricky. But we want to keep ourselves out of trouble. We certainly don't want to crash in our final race. And, well, going into turn 1, it's going to be a little bit nervy up alongside George Russell. But let's see what we can do. Here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Abu Dhabi. It's a decent start off the grid, but Max Verstappen off to an even better start, and we're going to just keep it nice and tidy through the first corner. We drop down a place to 7th, but it's Charles Leclerc who leads out of turn 1. He's been dominant so far this weekend, and we got the 2 Red Bulls side by side going into the corner where, of course, Max Verstappen went past Lewis Hamilton in that 2021 decider. We've went wide there to try and give us a better exit. We're going to use overtake. We're going to really try and get past Sergio Perez here. Maybe even Max Verstappen as well. And we head down the inside. It's nervy. Oh, but we've managed to get past both Red Bulls there. Lando Norris going side by side with Fernando Alonso. And because we had a rougher exit, we've got Max Verstappen right behind us here as we head through the second sector split. Now then, George Russell is battling with Fernando Alonso, who's battling with Lando Norris, but it's Charles Leclerc who is the one that's the benefit of all of this. But yeah, we need to just try and settle into this race. We're going to push hard, but it's a good start. We're up to 5th, getting past Max and Perez there in one corner. That was quite sweet. I know we did make a little bit of contact on the way through, but I'm kind of past caring at this point of the season. Worst case scenario is we have an incident, and that's that. We're going to have some fun while we're out here. And what we certainly need to do is try and look after the ERS today. We're going to have DRS here on George Russell, and once again we're going to give ourselves a wide berth so that we can try and get a better exit. DRS open. And you can see we've got a good amount of straight line speed here. Well, we're going to go for it down the inside of our teammate George Russell, and we are through. He was caught napping a little bit there. And we are through into 4th position. You can see there, we just spotted a little gap and we went down the inside. Perez looks like he's gone down the inside of Max Verstappen as well. We are going to use a little bit of ERS now to help us along our way. But yeah, Russell and, Norris and Alonso battling it out up ahead. That's not going to help us in our potential battle with Charles Leclerc. But yeah, this is good. This is exactly what we wanted for a final race, and some good overtakes already. And now it's all going to be about not making a mistake, trying to get onto that podium. Well, this time we've given ourselves an awesome exit here on Lando Norris. I'm going to head round the outside and look at the speed that we've got now on Fernando Alonso. Can we get past him as well? Not quite. Oh, that was close, wasn't it? And we must have been so close to making contact there with Lando Norris. Cutting back across, trying to go down the inside, but this is working out very well for us. We're starting to see our true speed around here on these medium tyres, and as I say, it's working out very, very well for us so far. Just about to stay within track limits there. And we're only 2.5 seconds behind Charles Leclerc here. If we can time this move well on Fernando Alonso, we might well get a little bit of a spurt of DRS here. That'll help us in our battle with Charles. But here we go. A little bit of ERS to help us along the way. DRS open. I'm going to hold back slightly here, try and get a good exit. A little bit like we did on Lando Norris on the last lap. Yeah, not quite as good this time, but here we go. Let's see if we can make the move on Fernando Alonso. We're going to go to the outside, and we are through. The car holds, and there you go. That is exactly what I meant by timing our move. We're now 1.9 seconds behind Charles Leclerc, so it's all going to be about, can we get up into first? This is an inspirational drive so far. Let's see if we can keep it going. Well, we're in a bit of trouble here because Fernando Alonso is going to make his way back past with the DRS.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
Bit of a shame. And there goes Norris sticking his nose in where it's not wanted. Going to try and ring him out on the outside there. But yeah, maybe we just need to settle down a little bit. I think we got a little excited there, but lost a bit of time to Charles on that last lap. So it's all going to really be about the undercut for us, I think. So we need to play the game here.
For a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead.
And we're in. Right then. new tyres going on the car.
There seems to have been a problem attaching the right front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us, though, and finish the race strong.
Right, that's cost us 2.5 seconds, so that's probably our undercut time out of the window. Can we get back in front of Fernando Alonso? That's going to be a big question.
These tyres through to the end now.
But here we go. We're ready to rock and roll. How many laps are we going to get on these fresh, hard tyres before the rest come into the pits? We need to really make these tyres count. So here we go. Hot lap mode enabled. We're ready to go. Let's see if we can close in on Charles Leclerc. Here we go, down the inside of Logan Sargent. A little bit of track extending there.
You up a place.
Just losing a little bit of front downforce and a bit of contact there with Zhou Guanyu. I'm hoping we can just glide down the inside, and that's exactly what we do there. Giving ourselves a wide berth here to really go down the inside, and that's exactly what we manage. And now Hülkenberg is next. You can see how much extra grip we've got on these brand new hard tyres compared to the old mediums. Very, very handy indeed. Well, down the inside we go on Valtteri Bottas. That was a big move. But there are a few people in the pit lane now. This is the big moment for us, because obviously we lost 2.5 seconds in the pit stop.
In the pits.
Are we going to manage here? I can see Leclerc coming out of the pit lane now. This is going to be tight. This is going to be very tight, but we are through. What an undercut that is on Charles Leclerc. And that is the undercut for you. The undercut's massive here. That was massive. Now then, Charles, I think, has got DRS here. He's going to be fighting straight back past us here, you would think. But what's crazy is, even though we lost 2.5 seconds, we're still 3 seconds ahead of Fernando Alonso. So that's how much the undercut has been worth. There goes Charles Leclerc back through. We expected that to happen, but we're staying tighter.
Keep on him. He might make a mistake
on the exit. Now that we've got within DRS range, we should be able to battle him all of the way now until the end of this race.
George is in the pits. He's in the pits now.
This should take us past the rest of the guys. Here we go. See them all coming out now. So Charles Leclerc takes the lead of the Grand Prix back once again. Where you can see how much time we have made on those guys. Now then, big moment here, because we're right behind Charles Leclerc. We've got DRS. This is going to get us close to Charles, but not quite past him just yet. We're going to hold back. Get a better exit. DRS it on the next straight. Gonna have to fly to the outside. Ooh, well, a little bit of contact there. We can see how much tighter we can keep it. Got so much more downforce than him at this stage of the race. Every move that we got past those back markers was huge.
Some of this energy.
bit of overtake out of the final corner there. 25.3, much quicker than the other guys around us, and we are very much in the battle for the win here. It is Leclerc versus Hamilton for the final win of the season. I don't think Norris is going to be able to reach us. Now then, just sort of dropping off a little bit once again. I have DRS here. This should be a chance to get past him. We should easily get past him again. We're going to go to the outside so we can take the normal line. We just took a little bit too much curb there, a little bit too excited.
Good work. Great pass.
And now we are within one mistake, one little flick of the white line, one little snap of oversteer of being given a 3-second penalty, which would be an absolute disaster. Now we have got ERS to really push through the first part of the lap here and try and get more than a second ahead. That's the goal here. Very close. But it's not quite. So Charles Leclerc is going to be coming back at us here. So 0.8 of a second is the gap. Tenths of a second now. We're not going to use any ERS. We're just going to try and let the straight line speed of the car guide us home. And we do stay ahead of Charles here. So that is a huge moment. Yeah, Charles is going to have us here. He's got DRS and he is through. Yeah, I think we need to time our move towards the end of this race. Big moment of understeer there. Honestly, these tyres are awesome. These hard tyres. I do think these are probably my favourite tyres in the game, the hard tyres. We do seem to be able to, you know, keep them alive longer, which is obvious, but the pace in them is so much better than it has been in previous games. And obviously the softness of the tyre does change every week, so it's not as if the hard tyres are always the same, but you know, I still think in the past we've had hard tyres that just don't work, give you no pace whatsoever. But in this year's game doesn't seem to be the case. Now the good news is Norris and Alonso still battling it out there in third place. We've got DRS. As I say, we're going to try and time it. So it's not going to be this lap. I think next lap is going to be the one. And using our ERS to stay ahead. That's the plan. If we can get more than a second ahead, I think we're set. No!
Okay,
wow.
we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and let's get it done.
As I say, just one moment there where we've went more than an inch outside of the white line, and we've been penalised for it. And that's, well, I think that's the end of the dream of winning our final race, and
okay, you're catching
what a
the car
shame
ahead,
it is.
But remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
I don't think we can get more than 3 seconds ahead. I just don't see how that's going to be possible. We'll try. Oh dear me. Wow, that nearly went very wrong. And just caught the curb on the way through. Right then, here we go. And we're going to try and play it a little bit naughty here. And push Leclerc out wide a little bit here. Quite tactically, just push him out wide.
Nice move, good job.
And there we go. Just to try and get a little bit of extra tenths of a second on him. Because once we're more than a second in front, then, well, who knows what can happen. There we are. We are more than a second in front now.
Teammate by 10.3 seconds.
No, he's got back within a second. How's he managed that? I'm gonna let him catch up. Genuinely think the only way that we can win this race is if we play dirty. The problem is it's also going to bring Alonso back into this race as well. Yeah, we don't even have any ERS this time, so I think it is going to have to be a bit of contact trying to catch that front wing of Charles Leclerc, or just trying to get him far enough wide that he has to slow down and maybe let the other guys pass. That's got to be the tactic here. So we got 2 laps to go now. The problem is our tyres are feeling a bit rougher as well. So we don't have anything to fight with, really. I think I have one idea here. It's going to involve having to get a very good exit. And there we go. Here is the good exit. DRS open. Desperately trying to force him wide here. Yeah. Oh. Oh dear. No, that's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted.
You might start to pick up a little bit extra drag.
Well.
Green flag.
Oh dear. That is really not what I wanted. And now Alonso's within 2 seconds of us here. Or 3 seconds. He's got a 10-second penalty. Alonso's got a 10-second penalty. I don't quite know where he's got that from. He's got a drive-through. No, he hasn't. He's back to 10 seconds now. But we had contact there with Leclerc. All I was trying to do was move him out wide. But we locked up, and then he made contact with us, and we nearly went into the wall.
Final lap of the race.
Lewis Hamilton's final lap with Mercedes. It could be Norris that ends up winning this race here, because he's 3.5 seconds behind. He's going to have DRS here on Alonso, I think. Is he? Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, let's see. Oh, Norris is closing in because we've got damage. Right, here we go. We're using our ERS. This is the key moment now. I mean, we've definitely done the dirty here. We've done the Michael Schumacher approach of trying to make sure we've won. Not going to make many friends at Ferrari with that. Luckily for us, though, this game won't remember. And we're going to come round, and I think we're going to do it, everybody. I think we're going to win the final Grand Prix of Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes career. Okay, we did it dirty, but we've won it.
Mega job, guys. What an amazing result. Thank you so much. So proud of you all. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing.
The all-time win record is getting extended. Lewis Hamilton takes the win.
Well, absolutely fantastic. Okay, it was dirty.
Mercedes
we shouldn't have done it
once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
But do we care? No, we had to have the fairy tale ending here in Abu Dhabi 2021, where he was cheated out of his 8th World Championship in 2021. We've now cheated ourselves into a race victory, and I don't know where Alonso's 10-second penalty came from. We will have to check that out. I mean, it might be for overtaking Leclerc under yellow flags. Yeah, I'm really not sure. We'll just have to check that now.
Well, what a championship
but that
it
was
has been.
awesome.
Young talent shining through once again. I've been Alex Jakes. My thanks to the whole team. We'll see you next year when Formula One returns.
Yeah, the race director's here. So let's have a little look then. Yeah, ignoring yellow flag. So, yeah, 10-second penalty for Fernando Alonso. Yeah, really, really bad. I mean, look, Leclerc, he had a 5.9-second pit stop. That's what's really... that's what made the difference in the end. That's what meant we were right behind him. But yeah, I do feel slightly dirty for that. But hey, we win it. That's all that matters. End of the season. We finished second. We've won the race with Lewis Hamilton. His final race at Mercedes. Racecraft goes up. Awareness goes down. Pace goes up. Focus goes up massively. Now rating now 92.5. And, well, let's see where it all ends off. Because, of course, we've been having secret meetings with Ferrari. I'm hoping that now means we can sign a contract with Ferrari for next season. Let's see how it all works. Contract event. Team select. So, yep, they're happy. Right, let's just get our mail before we go. There's our final trophy for Mercedes, the Abu Dhabi Career Champion Trophy. Let's go to our team select. So we can either go for Ferrari, we can go for McLaren, Mercedes, or RB. We cannot go for any of those cars, I don't think. I don't really know why, but they're all red. So let's go for Ferrari then. Right then, what do we want to go for? We might as well go for 92. We are going to be driving with Charles Leclerc by the looks of it. We're going to sign a 3-season contract because that's what Lewis Hamilton has signed in real life. So that's what we're going to do. Let's sign that contract. Sign on the dotted line. Nicely done. So let's head up to the end of the season now. And let's finish season 1. So there we go. We end with better recognition than George Russell. There's our stats from the season. Wins 6, pole positions 9, championship points 317, championship position 2nd, 1 accolade earned, and 93 driver rating. And of course, we can change up the races for 2025. We are going to bring back Portugal. That means we are going to say goodbye to a race. And well, let's think. What's my least favorite Grand Prix of the year? It's quite a difficult one. You know, quite honestly, Zandvoort is one of my least favorite. Baku as well, maybe. I think I'm going to go for Baku. Baku's such an annoying one to drive. So we're going to get rid of Baku and we're going to bring back Portugal. And Portugal is going to come just after Brazil, randomly in there for our 24 race season. That seems good to me. And there is our team then. And we're going to be taking Lewis Hamilton all the way to Ferrari. Wow, he looks good in red. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so select scenario. Put a twist on the usual rules of the R&D system. Only one R&D scenario can be active at a time. They can only be activated between seasons. So high inflation. Upgrades will become more expensive. Powertrain only. Aero only. Chassis only. Durability only. You know what? I'm gonna keep it with none. I don't like any of them scenarios, I'm gonna be honest. We're having a good look at the house, aren't we? But there he is, Lewis Hamilton, stood right there. Now, we're not going to look at those driver moves because we're going to keep it a secret for next episode. If you have enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. Don't forget to check out the F1 Manager stuff very, very soon. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.